Okay, so welcome back. So this is the second video to the Gate Ruler box opening for set 4, Become the Hero. So again, this is for the Japanese product. The English product will be released in about a month, at least at the time of this recording. So this is going to be a speed unboxing. If you want to see a slower video where we're going through more of the cards, mostly just me rambling about different cards and like what some of them do. But this one will just be going opening since we've seen most of them. So if you want to see the other video, please do check that one out. But then this one will be finishing up the last 3 boxes for it. And so again, this one has a box topper, which is the character rulers. So they gave like pictures instead of just a silhouette to the rulers. The only one they didn't give us was Highlander Highlander, Legion, and then the rock paper scissors one we just got. So the other one we had Midas. So this one we have, I don't even know this character's name. But this one is for the Dreadnought ruler. Again, I do like it as foil. I know in the Japanese version, their rulers have the scan codes so that we can check like the rulings for all the different rulers for like the deck building. But I'm hoping like for the English version, we won't have this. Like I wanted to have them on our cards because then again it'd be easier to see the rulings, but like for the character cards I would prefer this to just not be here so that way you can just admire the whole picture of the foiling. So hopefully again that will be a little different for the English version. And then so again it's 36 packs per box, same as the English version, just that there's no high rarities in it, so there's like one less foil than will be in ours. So again, we'll just show some of the commons, and then we'll talk about like probably some of the bigger ones, because again we've seen most of these. This is a 3-star. First one is the taco one, or the octopus girl. Again, very good filler card because it's a level 0. This is the chrysalis one. And we'll go through like any ones we have. So we have, this is the first time we've seen the Centaurus, or Centurion, or it's essentially just Centaur. But this is the drive version of the, rulers from this set. Then we have, this one is, so in the other video I mentioned about the name changes that they do. But in this one, this card's name, it's actually an English name because of the way it's written in Japanese. So it's literally Badass Buster Kong. And I don't know if, because, America is a little sensitive when it comes to, using certain types of names. So I'm hoping they don't change it. But I'm expecting it to change to not be, badass. It might be like maybe, Big Boss, Buster Kong or something like that. But this is like I consider this like a weaker version of the Big Wig Owl, the one that restands, because this one can only restand like once. It's also a level 3, so like if you do it in like a dry ruler, it's a lot more expensive. But usually you use it in like Overlord or something else. So again, most of these cards we've seen in the other box where I go through most of their effects. We have our Uber, so there's 1 Uber per box. This one is of the Excavator, the one that destroys a card in the center. Depending if Excavator becomes like if they get way more support, I can see this being really good, especially if like superheroes becomes a thing. But there are better options than like this because it's level 2. Just depends what colors you end up running. This is the unflipper, or the one that you can put your opponent's stuff face down. Again, depending on the format, the card could be really good. Could also just be like lackluster, where it only has one mode, where either you're putting your opponent's stuff face down or you're only just putting your stuff face up. But either way, it's not a bad card. This is the Genesis Summoner for Reagan Leaf. This is the 4-star. This card is really good. I do like that they made Sig Run a once per turn ability, and all of the ones that special summon are considered like Sig Runs. So that way you can just like keep chaining, multiple Sig Run abilities. But that card is just really good for that deck. And as I stated earlier, like from the other video, these cards are going to be a pain in the butt for just getting foils for the English version, because you need like more than the 4 copies, because you can have like 8 and 12 for those. Another one of the big Cthulhu stat forced. This one is the forced concealment one. So again, probably the other boxes will go a little slower, or sorry, we'll speed up a little bit through the commons. Another badass Kong. I don't care if YouTube doesn't mind if I say that on here. One thing I did notice from like the first box too is that there was a lot of duplicates in terms of the foils. But again, their set is like bigger, or not bigger, but it's more boxes for a case. So this one is the A7 Queen of Hearts for the A7 deck. Card is just really good in general. I'll probably try to make a deck with it where it's not even in an Alice deck, because it doesn't like need to be in an Alice deck to like function. But if you get a chance to watch the first video, we end up pulling like 4 of 1 copy of a 4-star, and to be honest, I don't even think it's like a better one. This is the Gasha Dokuro. This is the new one. This card is like really good. I'm not so much of a fan of the art. When I saw the art, for those that play Magic, it reminded me a lot of the new Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. And I mean, I like, you know, the Japanese style, but I just was not a fan, like too much of a fan of it. But I am a fan of this card, and this card is like really good with the, or it can be really good for getting rid of superheroes because of its on attack skill, as well as it can also be restood with the octopus level 0 from the 3 stars, because this is 2 strike. Oh, sorry, and then this is also a supernatural as well. I wish I got 4 of this card instead of 4 of that Draconaut Dreadnought one, which, to be honest, I don't think we'll see as much play again unless the format becomes where like a lot of zeros are running around. Another 4-star, this is the Crime Knot, probably like the new boss for Crime Knots. I do like that the Crime Knots are going in different directions, you know, in terms of playstyle, but it also feels weird because it feels like they only get like partial support, you know, like their archetype is supported, and then they get a whole new like style of play, and then like they're all like kind of like half, you know, half finished archetypes. This is the Arthur. This card, a lot of people I've been saying like this card is like super, like really good. I do agree, it's really good. I just don't know if I feel like it's like, you know, like that good. Because it does have restrictions, you know, for gearing up, because it does require you, you know, to be at 5 less HP. It only lasts for 1 turn. But I did like that it did answer the question about burn. So you still can be burned even if you are geared up, unless you're in Arthur. And then you have 1 legend per box. So this is the same legend we had in the other box, which is the Kami's one. Really good card. As the heal, just heals 2 life. Sucks if you hit it on like the first damage check, which would, you know, really suck, because then just what a waste. Another Gasha Dokuro. Okay, I guess I'm getting my wish where I want more Gasha Dokuros, which I am perfectly fine with. This will also let me, you know, make like extra decks where, you know, I usually try to memorize most of the effects anyway. So usually I can just use that as like a playtest type of deck. This is a new 3-star we have. This is the Dragon one, the one on swing. Forget the rest of its abilities, but so I guess we'll just speed through the common since we've seen most of them. Another one of the unflipper or flip face down card. Oh, much easier to open. This is the new beast, the one that when your opponent summons during your turn, you can special summon it from your hand. I feel like this card will see quite a bit of play, because I know like Sentinel summoning was kind of big in set 3, and it kind of continues somewhat in set 2, especially if like you run into Alice decks that want to special summon all of their stuff or summon their stuff on your turn. And this is the octopus one. This is the one that restands supernatural or superheroes, or it's another attribute I believe it stands. But this one I would want to use with Gasha Dokuro to restand, and then keep swinging into the center slots. Another one of the dragon. So again, it's really weird that you get so many duplicates. In the English version of the packs, you don't get too many duplicates. 3 stars you get duplicates, but like 4 stars it's very rare, because usually you end up getting like one of each, except mine is like maybe 2 out of the whole set. Is the gear up that has like double attack if there's a lot of damage on the board. This is the Chronos. This is the one that looks at top 3 cards, I believe, and you can like put it on top or bottom. So like for those that play Magic, it'd be like Scry. You can put stuff on top or leave or put it on bottom, and then rearrange the order if you want. Sorry. This is the Vanquisher female ruler. We put this in the other one. Essentially, it's the knight for the deck building of. I really like the new rulers for the deck building part. One of the key allures to me with Gate Ruler is just the deck building itself is a game, and I really like that portion to it. There's another one of this is the one we got the Uber of for the Excavator Destroy center slot. But yeah, I do like that they played up the attribute a lot more. Like for mixing, different factions. Is the Incantation 4 star. This is the level 2. This is the Death Shade, the one that you can revive from the grave, as well as just a big beat stick of 8. And then you can like essentially heal or swap out damage, so it lets you constantly like unflip your stuff, which is really good. Third Gasha Dokuro. I wonder if that'll be a common theme among all the boxes, that you'll get like a playset of one of the level 4s. Oh, Dreadnought. It's like my 5th copy now out of only 2 boxes. It's a little aggravating. This is the Death Shade. This is the one that requires like the 12 copies of the other Excavator. But I remember I mentioned earlier, so in English the boxes are 12 to in English our case is 6 boxes to a case, whereas Japan is 12 boxes to a case. Even though the pack, the monofoils you get is about the same. So, but I guess the distribution must be a lot different than, like, if you were to buy a full case, you probably get way more duplicates. Because again, this is mostly just this is just the regular set. This is not. There's no high rarities in it because they have their own separate high rarities. This is the event, the one that you can either look at your opponent's hand and take a card out of it, or I forget what the DR5 was. I think the card's pretty good. It's pretty versatile. It's not. I don't think it's like super busted. Again, we have to see as the meta plays out to see if it is like really good or if it doesn't really matter. Another badass there. Oh, another Vanquisher ruler. This is the male version. And then I have the dragon, the -2. So 2 more pack or 4 more packs for this one. So there's more commons and uncommons in the English product, which I don't know if I like it better. I guess a case would be more expensive, but I guess in Japan they wouldn't have. I don't actually know if they have a master case. Like where America has a master case for for each set. Where it's like 4 cases make up a master case. I don't know if it would be like maybe 2 cases make up a master case for Japan's Gate Ruler. especially since they have like the high rarity pack where you can use that. And this is the last gear up. We didn't see this one in the first box, but this one is like generic gear up. So that is the end of that first box. So I'll just go into the second box. And just keep piling on the foils, and then we'll worry about, you know, like sorting and stuff later. Okay, so our next promo is, I believe this is for Apprentice. So this is the one that's on a lot of the Space Peep cards. So I didn't like that we got 2 Apprentice rulers. It was really weird. Felt like they could have given us, you know, other types of rulers, since we didn't get like a Legion or Highlander. We have our first 4-star for this box. This is the Alice. I think it's a really good card. Probably will be a build around. Yeah, I guess we can just stack it on. We don't care about sorting. That'll be for later. This is the 4-star. This is the Kaiju, or the Beast. I forget what other attribute it has, but I'm pretty sure I was putting it in another deck. Another one of the Forced Concealment. The Abyss Summoner, 4-star. Johan, I believe is his name. It's like the second iteration of him. He's the one from the starter deck from like the first set. Another one of the like take card from hand, or DR5 for destroy a card? I don't remember. Sorry, I haven't memorized all of the card effects yet. I remember most of them. This is the Brigand Leaf that reduces no effect damage for your units, for Brigand Leaf units. I think it's a really good card. 6 toughness too, which is like probably going to be the new norm at some point. Another one of the Damage Inflictor for Excavator, like another bigger version. Oh, I think this is our Uber. Oh, and our Uber is of the 4-star Alice. I do really like the Ubers that they kept. This is actually the same Ubering foiling that they did for Force of Will, the trading card game, and a lot of the artwork is from that as well. Like the whole Alice concept was originally in Gate Ruler. Same with the cover card art, Luma, or I forget her name in this version, but in Force of Will it was Lumia. This is the superhero 4-star, the one that you can counter into it. Unfortunately, you still have to meet the requirements for gearing up, so you can't like put it in Wizard because you don't have the requirement for gear up, and counter does not go around that requirement. Another Octopus Girl. Again, just good filler card. Another Space Arthur. Although I'm not a fan of the author, I do like that he's... I'm not going to say he's like fully balanced, but I do like that he's... At least with this set, he's not searchable with any of the gear up like support. You know, like there's the one that like looks for a level 2 or less, you know, unit that you can gear up into. So I'm glad that, you know, like he's a level 3, so that way, you know, it's not like where you can just search him out. First off, we have another one of the Crime Nut Boss. I'll probably put this at the end of the video too, but for those that are watching, if you guys want to start like making like requests for deck lists, I probably won't do any like deck profiles until we actually get the English release, you know, when I get a chance to play test decks with it. Another one of the superheroes, same box too, but when I get more product, I'll be able to make more decks and then be able to test. So probably like the later half of May, I'll start doing deck lists. But if you start giving me some, you know, like themes that you want like to be focused on, I already have a whole bunch that I'm going to be making Like I think I mentioned the other video, the first deck I want to make is like a Trickster with the Kamaitachi, the Joes. And it because I really like the level 1 that just special summons the other 2 Joes. And then I'm going to be using it in like a weird Beast Trickster red-yellow deck. Another Queen of Hearts for the A7. And I'm not keeping track of the foils, but I feel like this box feels more average or more evenly distributed in 4 stars. Oh, 4-star Draconaut again. That's like the 6th copy. I'm gonna have like 2 play sets at the end of these box openings. Another one of the Gear Up. Another Vanquisher Ruler, another Octopus Restander. I do like how easy these packs are open compared to English packs, but that's probably because English packs have, you know, 10 cards in it versus the 9. Because, you know, opening, what, 12, 6, 6 times 4, 24 boxes times 36 packs each is like a lot of packs. And my thumb usually ends up hurting because, like, the way I open packs in the English version is I usually, like, tug on this part. I wonder if you can do that in this. Oh, nope. Can't tug that. Usually in the English product, it's weaker enough that you can, like, tug this part and then it'll open up the pack. But Japanese one has, like, the kind of, like, the pull tab or the perforated part. So it's not that hard to open. Because I could, like, open this type of pack for like days like this where, you know, you open it up and then you don't want to use, like, the tab on the side because you don't want to, like, ruin the card or, like, put a dent in it. We have our... Oh yeah, this is our first legend for this box. So this is a new one. We have the new Magvarius, the level 4. He's also going to be a tournament promo, I believe for both Japan and for US, which is interesting. Another one of the Death Shade level 4. Oh, this is the first female Centurion I believe I have. And then new version of Melkor. I don't like that this one is a level 2. I understand why he's a level 2 compared to the other one. But just not a fan of it being a level 2. Another Arthur. So there's actually two, I want to say 2 authors in this box. 3, maybe? I don't know. I wasn't keeping track. Another one of the Genesis Summoner for like probably the Reagan Leaf deck. Another Melkor. Now, this one has some printing lines on it. Can't really see it on camera. But it's not too much of an issue. Another Octopus Restander. I also like how compact boxes are. So it's still 36 packs, but there's like less bulk commons, uncommons than in like the English version. But again, this set is weird because it has so many cards that are you can have more than 4 copies of. Like there's the Shark, you can have 8. The Superhero, you can have 8, and then there's the Excavator that you can have like 12 of. So I guess having more commons than the commons isn't such a bad thing for the English set, especially if you don't want like plan to open like a lot of product. So that is the end of box 2, and then we'll be moving on to box 3. Just be adding on to our piles, and then I'll just worry about sorting later. Okay, so for our last box topper, we have is Koga, and he is for he's one of the newer rulers for the Centurion. Centurion, I believe, is the apprentice version of the deck building. Oh, camera kind of shifted. Sorry. Move that over. Okay. So again, we'll just be going through foils, and then we'll talk through like any ones that we get duplicates of. Hopefully no more Draconoid Dreadnought, 4 stars. Another one of the superhero, 4 stars. Or for, it's also for Reagan Leaf for the Sig run. I think it's okay. It might be better as time goes on. Like, we'll see what's like really good and what's not, as you know, more decks are made, and then you get kind of see what the format is about. And it's just how you'll build like the Sig run deck. I didn't talk about this card as much, but this card is just like one of the better Atlas events. It's the one that lets you prevent effect damage, or you can make all attack or all damage you take let you really like it down to 1. Another one of the superheroes for the Gear Up. The one that is on the one of the main I guess advertisements for Gear Up. Another of the Martial Skill 3 star. Sorry if it gets a little blurry, not really focusing on the camera as much. Another one of the 3-star Reagan Leaf that prevents all damage or effect damage to your Reagan Leaf cards. This is a 4-star of the Freya. Again, I don't know what her name will be in English because they like to change names, but she's also from the Force of Will TCG, because again they Ikeda got made like a deal so that we could use a lot of the arts for Force of Will for the game, so that way he didn't have to like commission as much, or he didn't have to use a lot of money to commission for different artworks. Which again, I was a fan of the Force of Will trading card game, not so much of the Alice portion. Here we have Black Lily. This is the first time we've seen her. She also was recently previewed for the English version of her name. I find it funny because her name in the English version is Kuroyuri of the Black Lily, which Kuroyuri means Black Lily in Japanese. So she's literally Black Lily of the Black Lily. To me, that's just redundant. But again, English names don't make sense. And then for anyone that wonders, like, all the Reagan Leaf of the Maidens are all based off of flowers. So like this one is the chrysanthemum, green chrysanthemum. And then the other one is of I think she also recently got her English localization name, where it's I forget what it was, but it would have been easier if they just named it. The Japanese version has it named as pansy, which is the flower pansies. It's the yellow and purplish flower. And so I think her name in, like, she's given another name of like the flower, and then I guess that's just her name, is like the flower and then the flower again. So they're all just like repeating their names. So sometimes I find like the English localization names just really funny. But then speaking of Force of Will, sorry, I didn't mention, I mentioned in the other video, but this was Lumia in the Force of Will TCG, where she was like the daughter of, ironically there's another copy in here, but she was the daughter of Grimm, you know, like Grimm fairy tales. So there was a character named Grimm, and he had a daughter, and Lumia is his daughter, which is why she has like the half black, half white hair, because that's the same way Grimm was designed, at least for the Force of Will TCG. Another one of the unflippers. Oh, this is our Uber, which is of the Crime Knot boss, or at least the new like pseudo boss monster for Crime Knots. I still remember when I first saw that card, the Crime Knot one. When I read him, I was thinking, oh, this like is a really good legend. Then I found out he was a legend, and it's like, oh, that card's just really good. This card, not so much. It's also like my 7th copy. I don't even know. I know it's more than 5 because I pulled 4 in the first box. This is Pansy for the yellow and purple, so that's why their coloring is very, thematic for the flowers that they represent. So I like that part of, when it comes to the artwork, that they take that into consideration when they design, the characters. Kuro Lily again, or sorry, Black Lily, Kuro Yuri. I'm just gonna call her Black Lily when we get in English too, since her name is like just the same. Another Arthur, I believe this is my 4th Arthur. So that's good to just have as like play sets. Again, because like even though there's Japanese cards, I'll probably just use them as like a small test deck. Like as pseudo proxies, so that way I don't have to like stretch out the English copies of the cards to like different decks when I'm testing, especially in the beginning when I'm like mass testing various decks. And again, like if you guys have deck lists or not deck lists but different deck types, another McVarious, or if there's like archetypes you want to see from this set, I can always use this as like fillers to like just test decks and then worry about, and then we'll use the English cards, the English versions of the cards for the actual like deck profiles. And again, I'll usually wait for the English version just because for the naming, when I do deck lists, I usually put in the description, and it wouldn't help if I put like the Japanese name for the card, because then when you try to find it on like TCG Player or Google or like ask a question about a card, like no one will know what you're talking about because the card name will be different, except like like Black Lily or Pansy, because she's not known as Pansy in the English version. It's about not a couple more packs. Another Vanquisher ruler, another badass Buster Kong. Again, I can't wait to see what they're going to change his name to. If it's still, if he's still a badass, that'll be pretty funny. Another one of the gear ups. I did like that they didn't put too many gear ups. Like this is like a good way to introduce, the mechanic, and then maybe like set 5 will, like give just a little bit more, kind of just like inch it along. I just find it very interesting that the gear up ability is like free to gear up, which is like, again, gearing up into something, for free is just like weird, because it feels like it should have some form of cost. Normally you don't get to do things for free, especially when it has like good abilities or like extra abilities. Another Vanquisher male version. There's actually not too many rulers. Again, because there's I guess 12 boxes in a case, the distribution of each type of card is probably equal. It's just that when there's only 4 out of like the 12 boxes. I think this is my first cheer. I don't remember having it, or I think it's kampai in Japanese because they toast to the beer. But this card is also really good for like again pushing the archetypes of different attributes. So I do like that they started making attributes so much more important with this, and especially when it seems really pushed with the rulers for having those attribute deck building requirements. Oh, this is the rock paper scissors. We actually pulled 2 in the first box, and we never pulled it again until like now. Alright, this is the last pack. Then we'll wrap things up. And then hopefully the next time you might see me will be when we open the English product. Last we have is another one of the defense one. So again, this is the Japanese product for set 4, Become the Hero. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the different packs opening. Sorry for rambling so much for different cards. I just really like Gate Ruler game, and then
hopefully there'll be so many different decks I can start making with this set. But again, if there are different ideas that you want to see for different deck types, please feel free to leave it in the comments, and then I'll start at least brainstorming the different deck ideas. Then hopefully in late May to maybe early June, we'll start posting videos for them. And I do hope, again, when we get our character rulers, I hope they get rid of, the scan bar. And then there's just be like a nice full art. And I hope these are like the box toppers, because then it'll be a lot easier to get for us. Hopefully they make it a little bit easier, because I think like if you only get one per box for ours, since we only have 6 boxes a case, you wouldn't even get one of each. So hopefully they'll find ways to get around. Maybe these might just actually end up in our actual packs, which will also be interesting. Maybe it replaces a ruler. But with that, sorry, enough rambling. Thank you guys for watching, and then I'll see you guys in the next one.